Hey, this is Wilkin from Notebook Legends here, and today I got something to unbox. It's this Chuwi MiniBook X, but before we get it out of the box, let's see what's on here. There might be something interesting. Yes, the specs. Now, here we see that memory, I got a 12 gig model. They have boxes for 8, 16, and 32, but I did some research online, I couldn't find those models. It would have been interesting to get this thing with the 32 gigs, especially the CPU that it's paired with. And then storage, apparently they also have 4 models here, but again I could only find the 512 gig model. Maybe they sell different models in China, but I couldn't find anything about that. So if you know more about that, then put it down in the comments below, because I'm quite interested in that. So something else on here, display 10.51 inches, 1920 by 12,000 full screen resolution. And then for a CPU, it's an Intel N100, 0.8 gigahertz to 3.4 gigahertz. Yeah, it's not going to be the fastest CPU in here, so it's a bit funny that it's paired with 12 gig and allegedly can be paired up to 32 gigs. But yeah, we'll see about that once we get it out of the box up and running. But I have high expectations for this little machine. Yeah. Then let's see what's in here. This seems to be the charger. If I can get to open this up. The charger is actually on the other side. And then came out rather quickly. The charger seems to be USB-C, and this brick is actually 12 volt 3 amps 36 watts. So yeah, looks good. I'm kind of glad to see that they managed to put the right plug in this box. I hear that sometimes with Chuwi this is a problem, that they ship like US plugs over into Europe and stuff like that. Alright, and then the main attraction. Some foam to get out of the way first. Here we go. It's actually packed in this nice little protective sleeve, and then inside the box it can actually see it's wedged in between some foam. So I think, yeah, that looks quite good. I hope that it survived the shipping, but I have confidence in that. So as you can see, this thing is like small. That's partly why I got it. Looks nice, no logo on here, and then yeah, some hinges. On the back we see, yeah, MiniBook X. Something else I can see here is a fan. I found some pages on the internet that claim that this thing is passively cooled, but seeing this, I kind of have my doubts, but of course we'll find out more about that when we do the full review and take off this cover and see what's actually inside of this. Something else interesting, little QC sticker over a screw so they can see if you have opened it up. I don't care that much. This thing cost me 300 bucks, so I'll be tearing that sticker off quite soon. Something else it seems to notice is like this tiny hole here. I expect this to be like a reset pin for this machine, probably for the BIOS, but we'll figure it out later as we go. And then on this side we have what seems to be a USB-C port, just labeled for a jack, so I'm not sure if it's like a full USB-C port or just power. I will get back to that in the full review. And then I guess this will be the charging light. Then another USB-C port, pretty sure this will do data, but again, we'll come back to that. Power button, and then a light to see if the device is turned on. Something else I forgot to notice here on the side, or more side to bottom, these seem to be 2 speakers, but again, we'll see that when we tear open this device. Then everywhere else, no ports, except for on the other side, where we have output fan vent and a 3.5mm jack, which is quite rare these days. So something else I wanted to do here in this unboxing is actually weigh it, because Chuwi claims this is under a kilogram. I think they claim something like 990 or 980 grams on their side. Let's reset scale. There we go, 0. And then put the Chuwi on top. 921 grams. I think that's quite good. Now, another thing I wanted to show you here is a notebook I want to compare this with. The commonly lightweight model that you can get from Dell. Here is the XPS13 Plus 2023 model. As you can see, the Chuwi is smaller by, actually, if you ask me, it's by quite a bit. I mean, yeah, sure, the Dell has like a 13-inch screen that it claims to be an 11-inch body. But I mean, you can see the difference, right? It's quite a bit smaller. But if we then look at how thick these devices are, then we can see that the Chuwi is actually the thicker one of the two. And of course, then one could say that Chuwi has the Dell Beat because that only comes with 2 USB-C ports. But I don't know. Maybe I'll do a review on this Dell later on. Then, yeah, maybe something else we can do is take our scale again. See how much the Dell actually weighs in comparison to the Chuwi. And that comes in at 1.2 kilos. So maybe it's a bit unfair to compare these two devices to each other. This is almost twice, well, almost 3 times or 2 times as expensive as the Chuwi, depending on where you are in the world. And I think this is also quite a bit more powerful, at least in this configuration, because this has 32 gigs of RAM and, of course, like a higher spec CPU. Yeah, I guess that will be it for this video, and I will hope to see you back when I do the full review on the Chuwi MiniBook X. Alright, see you then.